All right, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cats. Let's play that. Today's game is... Come on, guys. I'm on a schedule here. Jolly Jogger. That's right. I remember choosing this game out of the random MAME list because it sounded really weird. What the heck would a Jolly Jogger game be about? Well, we donned our football pads, and now let's go on a jolly jog. So this might initially appear to be a Kicks-like game, where you're trying to trace out a bunch of spaces. Now, usually with Kicks, well, okay, what makes Kicks so visually engaging, because it certainly isn't the gameplay that's keeping you there, you might also be familiar with the Gal's Panic series of games, is your character runs around and tries to trace out an image. And the more you trace out, the more the image is revealed. And so, well, this game must be that, like, mystical lost link that led to that genre of game. And as you can see, it's, well, we're tracing out a nice picture of a rhino beetle in the background, but there are certain things that are, how shall we say, less refined than that final version of Kicks. For example, you have to trace out every single individual square. I mean, good gosh. Do we at least get more time as we go? No. So we're on a time limit. What the heck? Oh, wow. The timer wraps around the screen. Never mind. That's not even like a time limit. That's a time suggestion at that point. Please don't tell me I have to trace out every single thing. There's got to be some sort of percentage cutoff, right? Come on, games. Arcade games, we're friends, right? You never betray me. Not like those stupid ogres. Now, I can't quite tell if the odds are in my favor or in their favor. I mean, I guess technically the enemies are slowing me down, but I'm not entirely sure. Am I invincible right now? Is this his Well, I mean, I guess I was invincible because all the enemies were running away from me, but there was no other way to tell. That is very strange. And I guess that's your key to how you can get up to those small little areas. Because again, if you go up to those upper alcoves, like, you are going to be basically trapped if you are a little bit inelegant about it. Well, I complained about uncovering all the spots, but it's actually a lot easier than it looks. It's just as tedious as it looks, mind you, but it is easier than it looks. And, get out of my... Whoa! Well, if you had walked towards me... Come on, we gotta cooperate here. It takes two to tango, and we gotta make this arcade game work somehow. Alright, and for the finale, I'll guess what it is. You know, all the suspense is kind of gone, because didn't it show us a picture of what it was in the very beginning? Like, what do you think this is going to be? Oh, gee, take a guess. That's right, it's a deer. I mean, I know what they're going for, but, like, it really does look like some sort of mutant deer or something. Oh, geez. So you... Well, I mean, okay. Well, we're now at that point where we completely understand this game, for better or for worse. I'm gonna go with for worse, because this is the kind of game where if you didn't understand what you were doing, it might be fun to kind of put in a few quarters, try to play around, try to figure out what this game is, but it's a pretty simple game. I know exactly what it is. You gotta trace out the picture that it shows to you in the beginning, so there's not even any suspense in what the picture's going to be. Because at least when you play Kicks, like, all you see, or Gal's Panic, is like, all you see is a completely blank screen. Like it's completely black. You have no idea what it's going to be. Okay, I might be vaguely misremembering that. Like, you could probably see, like, a faded out version of what it is. But basically, you don't get to see what it is at the very beginning. But then you play this game, and it's like, it shows you exactly what it is in the beginning, and it's like, well, why am I even bothering to play the game? I guess I could play to see what the next thing is, but honestly, with this level of tedium in the gameplay, it's like I really don't want to. I am kind of glad it includes a in attract mode, because then you can get all of the joy of playing the game without actually having to bother to play the game. It is always kind of tragic when people make games that are like best watched rather than played. And it's like, on one hand, you succeeded. You succeeded in creating a movie. Unfortunately, you were selling this as a game. I also like the psychedelic color scheme that everything has. And why does everything have those random circles on it? I mean, to their credit, that makes it look way, way cooler than if it had just been like a solid color and just looked like a bug. But no, this Jolly Jogger, 1982. Although I will say the graphics are actually pretty good for 1982. Like, that's sort of one of the beginning eras of, oh wow, they are holding nothing back in this attract screen. Honestly, why do I even bother playing these games? I could just show off the attract screen and you get at least half the effect, right? But anyway, well, that was Jolly Jogger, showing that sometimes when you find a random game in your MAME list and you're like, that title sounds really crazy, I wonder what the heck could that game be about? And then you play it. Not all the time will you be satisfied. Sometimes you will, though. And maybe next time will be one of those times, so keep watching Ashgabat Cat. But until then, this cat's got a scat.